Stories of yesterday, right now. Time, oh time, oh time, oh time. Time, oh time. Time, oh time. Please won't you tell all the stories you know so well. Voices crying in the wilderness. Come at you, come at you. Voices crying in the wilderness. Come at you, my people. Voices crying in the wilderness. Voices crying in the wilderness. Hey, we are the Lord. Rebel bound the people down. Rebel bound will be exalted, and the crooked will be made straight. That day. Time, oh time, please won't you tell me all the stories you know so well. Time, oh time, please won't you say the stories of yesterday, right now. Time, oh time, oh time, oh time. Time, oh time. Time, oh time. Please won't you
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another live session. This one might be a bit different if you hadn't already realized I didn't sing a song. But, sometimes just that music, there's a different flow to that music. And when we get into that flow, sometimes even more profound things can be realized. There's a whole lot more to physicality than we give it credit for. Let's just say that. But today might be a different reasoning sesh. Honestly, I was supposed to film this yesterday, but because I've just been so busy with yesterday was the rally and a bunch of people. We're just talking about how we're putting together this system where we're moving forward. We actually need like a framework to work in. It's kind of funny, but we're already coming with a whole lot of information that's just a real game changer. It's a real game changer. Once you step on the other side, guys, there's no going back. That's the thing. I want to talk about new beginnings today. Honestly, and this whole book, all the scriptures are just after new beginnings, after new beginnings, after new beginnings. And there's a few that I want to cover. Actually, you know what? Change of plans here. Let's let's read straight from the screen like last time so that I actually follow along and don't leave you guys in the dark. But yeah, there's many new beginnings, and that's literally what we're heading into. That's what I'm heading into, because I know after this reassessing period that I'm gonna do over the next week or two, man, we gotta be ready for new beginnings, guys. We gotta be ready. What's coming, man? This last year, what you saw from my channel was just scratching the surface, guys. We haven't even begun it. I can feel it. I can't disclose too much right now, but just stay tuned. That's all I can say. Stay tuned and really know that, we're going out. We're taking that leap of faith, and it's in taking that leap of faith that everything is, in its place. It's right there waiting for you. So this is what we're going to look at today. New beginnings. Guys, new beginnings. Check it out. Bereshit, or Genesis. Genesis chapter 12, verse 1. Just get my hair out of the way. All right, now Yahweh has said to Abram, "Get you out of your country and from your kindred and from your father's house unto a land that I will show you." So he's literally uprooted him and just said go somewhere that I'm going to tell you. He didn't even say where. He's like, get out of your country, from away from your own family, from your father's house, meaning all that authority that your father has under that name, whatever position or office that your father has, get out of that system and go to a land that I will show you. So he's literally leaving the world behind, which is a lot of what we've had to do over this time. We were face to face with the stark reality of the nature of the beast. This is how they run things. This is what they do to people. Yada, yada, yada. And here we are we need to reassess. We need to come out of that system. And we're going to a system that we don't know what's going to look like. But that's Yahweh just directing us, saying, I got something better for you. Check it out. I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless you, and curse him that curses you, and in you shall all families of the earth be blessed. So those are some pretty promising words. I'd say. And when you follow source, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's all about those blessings that defy even logic and reason, just coming at it from that causal perspective and really influencing nature. So Avram departed as Yahweh had spoken to him, and Lot went with him. And Avram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And so they go up to Canaan, Canaan in Hebrew, and it talks about, him setting up there. He journeys, and again Yahweh appears to him and said, "Unto your seed will I give this land." It's that same promise, and because he was able to step out in that promise, let's see what happened. Well, before that, let's talk about him stepping out on that promise, right? By faith, we have the word faith talking about that. If you go back here, it says it's impossible without faith to please God. So you have to have faith in order to realize any kind of manifestation. I mean that in more ways than one, actually. See, when Abraham was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance. So later on, he's going to get that place. He obeyed, and he went out not knowing where he went. Same thing. He sojourned in the land of promise as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles or tents, little booths or pavilions. Like, he was pretty wealthy, so it wasn't just like pitching a camping tent, but they had like a little complex that everybody had different tents and Bedouin lifestyle, guys, with Yitzchak and Yaakov, the heirs with him of the same promise, right? So because of him, his sons had heirship in this whole kind of system. And we see that this is also here because check it out. When Yitzchak was doing his inhabiting of the land, I guess, see, Yahweh says to him, "Sojourn in this land, and I will be with you. And I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swore unto Abraham your father, to give unto you and your seed. This country, I will make your seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto your seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws." Right? So it's just because of that one act of obedience, just that inner conviction just said, yeah, I'm doing this because I know this is going to work out. And look at what happened after that. Amazing stuff. There's so many new beginnings. Just throughout. It's like literally every incident is some transformative new beginning in the stories. That's literally what it's all about. Like I said, that's what we're facing right now. That's what we're actually coming up to. And it's almost such a new beginning where we lose our old paradigms, our old identities. Check it out. We're reading from the book of Ruth. And a little bit of backstory, because before I get to the crux of it, I'm just going to summarize. Like, I would read the full book through, but she's literally, check it out. There is a man who is from Bethlehem in Judah, and they went to Moab, and this was his name, Elimelech, and Naomi was his wife, and he had two sons, Machlon and Chilion, and these were Ephratites of Bethlehem, Yehuda. So that's what's up. They were in Moab, and they died there. He and his two sons, but Naomi was left. Now they, while they were alive, took wives from Moab, and one of them was Ruth. When they died, Naomi said to her two daughters-in-law, "Go, return each of you to your mother's house. Yahweh deal kindly with you as you have dealt with the dead and with me." Right? And then they said, "No, we're going to come with you." After a while, she said, "Go on, you're not gonna follow me around, because if I have more children, are you gonna wait for them to grow up and then marry them?" Right? So they wept, and Orpah, one of them, left, but Ruth stayed with her and literally like clung onto her garments. Or clung onto her. That's what it says. And then she just goes through and she stays with her. And so when they go back to Bethlehem. They come at the beginning of the harvest. And so when she comes, everybody recognizes her. They're like, Naomi, Naomi. She's like, don't call me Naomi, because Naomi means like pleasant. She's like, call me Mara, because I am become bitter. I've like everything Yahweh took from me, right? That's what she's talking about. And then she says, Ruth goes to glean in the fields to get everything, but she doesn't know that the guy that owns the house is this guy Boaz, and he says like, glean with my people, glean in my fields, you know. And this is like literally a shadow of us, but we have to realize that we've come from a land that didn't even have any kind of promise. And check it out. She's gleaning in the fields. She takes a leap of faith, and that involves this kind of it's kind of like a ritual of claim. So back in the day when, you know, people still paid dowries for weddings and stuff, then the bride would go and either make a proposal or call certain family members, because that would literally, like, they call it redeem. The word in Hebrew is goel, and it literally means to buy into your family lineage. And this is what Ruth ended up happening to her. After that, let me see if I can find. See, so it's kind of like a pledge, but you're buying somebody into your own family dynasty, kind of, you know. And that's what happened to her. You know, this is what happened to her. She actually, I'm kind of looking for a specific verse that will say this. Yeah, check it out. Boaz, so after the marriage was settled, this is what happens. Boaz said unto the elders and unto all the people, you are witnesses this day that I have bought all that was Elimelech's and all that was Chilion's and Mahlon's of the hand of Naomi. And this is the whole system of a contractual agreement. And this is literally what we have in Christ. And check it out. She, being a Moabitess, an outsider, all of a sudden is into that line of Yehuda. And from that line, check it out. Boaz, Boaz is down here, but coming all the way down from Yehuda, you know, the tribe of Judah, we get all these lines. And then Boaz is here. Boaz, his son is Obed, and then Obed begats Yisi, or Jesse, and then Jesse begat David Melech. So we have some really interesting stuff, because like what you never expected before, you were outsider and now you're part of like divine lineage. That's literally what it is. That's what it means to be redeemed. You literally are in a different like genetic pool. We're talking genetics, yeah. That's literally what it's like. And we have divine genetics. Like literally the blood of Christ flows through these veins, you know. And that manifested as me taking initiative behind certain things to clean out this body, because it is a temple. You know, we have to respect it. But that beside the point. What's coming up, because, you know, there are those of us that have actually dedicated ourselves to this kind of realization. You can call it manifesting if you like. Let me put this way. I got my lights. Oh, I didn't even put these lights on. Come on. There we go. How's that? That looks kind of cool, hey? Yeah, that's kind of cool. Anyway, yeah. What was I saying? We have to realize what we're here to do without being sidetracked. Without being sidetracked, because in that divinity that we actually have that potential to overlook all of the baggage that we're born with, like the assumptions and all of that. And we're manifesting above and beyond that. Because we've tapped into that all this time, we have the potential to take the next step forward. Those of us that haven't done that all this time, guys, it's time to take a first step. I mean, it's always time, but right now it's like there's a critical birthing point, and I don't know, maybe this happens every year at this time. I'm starting to, since I've been observing like the seasons and all that, I'm starting to realize that this is the time of the rebirth. And even like with the calendar that I have, um, there's, these months that are coming up. End of December, you have that really introspective time, and just coming up to those last few days, starting on actually Tuesday, we have this time to really reassess, you know. And it's funny, like these 3 days after that, after those 7 days, there's, well, the seventh day, and then the next 2 days. Those are like really the rebirth times. But and then the other thing is the month after that, the first day of the month is literally the time to like reassess your vision and start acting on that vision. Do something that makes it a reality. Guys, oh, what can I say? Like, honestly, the community that we're building right now, it's a shadow, okay? It's not even the full community that I originally visualized. Like, that's still on its way. This is like a practice run. What's coming, guys, is huge. And I've ingrained myself with that state of being, of operating from that kind of community and with those, high vibe people and literally a free world. I've operated and put that into my psyche so strongly that every time something comes up, I make the decision based on that. And right now, some huge decisions are coming up. So I know that we are literally moving forward like never before. And it is the time. It is the time of new beginnings, guys. Whew. It is the time. I really don't have a whole lot more to say other than that. Maybe we'll talk about some other new beginnings if I can find some real quick, because I mean it doesn't really matter so much, but there's always new beginnings throughout this whole thing. I'm gonna see if I can find some short one. You know what? Let's do this here. The Oracle of Yoel. He's talking about a decimation of society, literally the locust that came in and ate all the crops. Yeah. And, decimated everything. They literally had to reset. And it was such a bad reset that it says that, has this been in your days or in the days of your fathers? Like, have you ever seen anything like this, Everything that you thought which was left by the locust was eaten by the palmer worm. Then the locust left, the cankerworm ate. The cankerworm left, the caterpillar ate. Awake, you drunkards. Like, wake up, guys. Wake up. This is the message to the world right now, right? But this is the first part of his message. So you can't have something new come in without letting go of the old. And, if you're holding on to it, sometimes it just got to be stripped away from you. But once you turn and, once you really do that inner work and get yourself straight, see, cry unto Yahweh, alas for the day of Yahweh. Once you do that, check it out. See? Who knows if he will return and repent and leave a blessing behind him, even a meat offering and drink offering to Yahweh your God? So when all of that happens, see, it's like, is there no justice? People are saying this. People are saying, is there no justice? Is there nothing's going to work out? What's coming? You waited all this time. You put yourself in this situation, and now the whole world's kind of set up against you. Is justice really coming? Well, check it out. Justice is always there. And when we stand in this kind of fulfilled reality, it's abundant what we receive. See, Yahweh answers and says to his people, I send you corn and wine and oil. This is a promise. Everything's gonna be full of, look, the floor is full of wheat, the fast overflow with wine, and the years that the locust has eaten, the cankerworm, the caterpillar, the palmer worm, not just the crops, guys, the years. The years, and they've taken years from us, plural, yeah. They've taken years from us, these locusts. Yeah, so we shall eat in plenty and be satisfied. And I point this out all the time. This is repeated. My people shall never be ashamed. My people shall never be ashamed. Really, we won't be ashamed because here it says, you know, that we're ashamed, a reproach among the heathen, who say, "Where is their God?" But not anymore. People will receive in abundance, like just that inflow of spirit, and literally everybody's going to prophesy. Everybody's going to be so tapped in that anybody else that comes in says, "Hey, I'm going to prophesy to you," they'll be like, "How dare you? I have my own connection." It says that in Zechariah or Zechariah. "And I will show wonders," right? "The sun to darkness, the moon to blood, and all that call upon the name of Yahweh shall be delivered." That's what it comes down to. And then it's talking about the promise later on here. "The mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth out of the house of Yahweh, and shall water the valley of Shittim." This is the promise, guys. And I'm just going to point out this verse here where he's talking about this. See? Yeah, see? "When any shall prophesy, that his father and his mother that begot him shall say, 'You shall not live, for you speak lies in the name of Yahweh.'" Check it out. "The prophet shall be ashamed every one of his vision. They won't wear a rough garment to deceive." Check it out. Check it out, guys. This is all come to pass. This all come to pass. Yeah. It's all come to pass. And it's all in the shadows. And there's one thing I wanted to point out that I didn't mention last week. And then we'll probably close with that. This was a very short live sesh. But, you know, winding down for the year, honestly, like I just share whatever source has for me. And that's it. I don't add. I don't take away. But these projects that are coming up, they're part of the program. And whatever comes out of it, we'll see. But there is definitely going to be a really interesting community being put together in the new year. So stay tuned for updates on that. And with that being said, I guess that's it for this show. What I wanted to point out, it's not, yeah, it is an 11. There was a verse I missed in the last episode, I think. That it's right here. The when we're talking about the beast and the Antichrist or whatever, he doesn't care about anything. He doesn't care about anything. This is something that I spoke about in that episode. And I can't follow on the screen like this. But he literally doesn't care for anything. He literally doesn't care for anything. And that's what it says. It describes him here. It describes him here, but yeah. This is just, yeah, right here. See, this is, side note, guys. He shall exalt himself. He'll do according to his will. That's the thing. He shall exalt himself, magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things, shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished, for that is determined shall be done. Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any god, for he shall magnify himself above all. This is the ultimate narcissist, guys. And in his estate he honored the god of forces, and a god whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver. So it's interesting to see how the kingdom of darkness spirals downward towards this ultimate scenario. But in the meantime, here we are, building that kingdom of light and taking as many people to light with us. And that's ultimately the end game. That's ultimately the end game. This is just temporary. When it's talking about, you know, this man and whatever he's going to do, the beast and all. Ultimately, it ends with the Messianic age. And we're already seeing... The interesting thing is like, oh, people say, oh, it needs to play out in this way for us to get there. But it's already here in pockets. It's already here in pockets. And I think that those pockets exist on a different timeline, so that they're actually separate from the other timeline that ultimately will escalate into this. But the more and more we split, we'll actually see this glass emerge, and then from there we'll be brought back, boom, as eternal beings. But anyway, that was a bit of a tangent. But new beginnings, guys, new beginnings. There's so much right now. There's like literal blessings, so just take them all. Take them all, guys. It's coming at you. It's coming at you. This is reset time. This is reset time, and we're the ones resetting. We're the ones renewing, reawakening. And that is the power. That is the power. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to end the live stream here. This week has been kind of busy, and even the Joel Fernandez show is a bit late, but it'll be up tonight, and tomorrow I'll have a reasoning sesh, and after that, guys, I will see you probably, well, I don't know, I might make a video for the solstice after that whole week is done, around that time, but I'm still going to be taking a break till about the new year. So guys, stay well, stay optimistic, know that Source has got this, and really know that this time right now is the crux, when a lot of old is going to be shed away, a lot of new stuff is going to come forward. So with that being said, let's hear that sound of victory. Shalom.